I'll get one of those dumbbells where you can adjust the weights just so I can do curls and basic exercises. Nothing too crazy, just basic stuff just to try to build some more muscle mass.
Two videos so quick? I know, it must be Christmas. The quick bit we're covering today I commented on yesterday during my stream, but it's another one of those magic moments that needs its own video, because of how Phil contradicted so many claims so quickly. Snort Hogan got the clip.
Well, let me tell you something, brother!
Snort, snort, snort,
Hogan.
drip, snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go. Oh, Cydia says, if you had 6 months to train and you get 50K up front, 50K if you lose, 200K if you win, would you fight LTG in a real boxing match? He is not allowed to train too. So basically, I'm guaranteed $50,000. And if I win the fight, I get 200K.
Leave it to Phil to scam himself. No, Dingus, you're guaranteed 100K. 50K as a yes, plus 50K if you lose, and 200K if you win. The two outcomes are $100,000 and $250,000. Here's the problem though, Phil. Even with that financial incentive, you're too bitch-made to have actual discipline. You'd call it quits after the first bout of muscle fatigue crippled you. You thought COVID was bad? Training for a fight? Your first month in either resistance training, read weightlifting, or conditioning, cardio, would brutalize you in ways you've only seen Tyrone do to Cat.
In addition to the 50K. Let me put it this way. I would have to completely make sure that if I were to even consider something that physical, because I haven't done anything insanely physical in a very long time, that I'm up to it. I would have to basically get checked out by doctors, and see what's going on with that. Because you're talking, if you're going to actually trying to get into boxing ring shape for a real fight, not the fake fight that like Wings and Boogie had, but a real fight where you're actually going to be moving fast and your heart rate is going to be, way elevated and you're going to be taking hits. I got to check on all that shit.
Now wait just a goddamn minute, Phil. This simply does not compute. Less than a year ago, you were obviously in your prime, the pinnacle of male fitness. Don't worry, that joke is coming. You were so confident in your abilities that the only reason why we don't get to hear or see about your ninjutsu in action is because your hands are registered as lethal weapons and you're afraid to go to jail. Now, I embellished a little bit there, but that last portion about not wanting to go to jail, yeah, he said that. Phil canceled on doing DSP tries of Crave Cookie or Crumble Cookie back in October of 2024. Less than a year ago, because someone made a vague tweet which could have been interpreted as a physical threat. How did Phil, the man who now needs a team of doctors to sign off on his well-being, handle such a threat? Well...
Now, do you really think someone's going to go beat me up? No. No one's going to beat me up at all anyway, because if they tried, I would fuck them up. But I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to put myself in a situation where I have to defend myself and then I end up going to jail for it.
And this is where my confusion comes in. A street fight isn't refereed. There's no rules. It's likely much faster than boxing. I can't say for sure. Never boxed before. But how did we go from ultimate confidence in response to an unplanned street fight all the way down to, you see, I'd have to get, medically, checked out? Like I said earlier, bitch made.
I don't know if I'd even be, I don't even know if I could take a punch, right? I don't know. So I can't answer questions like that, unless I were to know more information. So would I consider it for that level of money? Yeah.
You're a whore! A filthy, filthy whore!
I would consider it. But I'm definitely not going to say here, oh yeah, I'll do it, I'd whoop his ass. Who knows? I mean, I might go to the doctor and, they do a serious full-on medical, physical for training and stuff and be like, oh, your leg's this, your head is this, your heart is this, that. I don't know.
Legs? You said legs? No, sir, not letting that slide. Again, under a year ago, September 16th, 2024, Phil went nutty on how powerful and in shape his legs were. That leg day was easy for him because he's a toe walker. There's no mention of age impacting him. He doesn't say, oh, but that was back in the day. No. He's fucking Hercules in his legs based on this fucking bit.
And I was basically like, in shorts that day. And a lot of my friends had never seen me in shorts because, you know, in the Street Fighter days, you go to arcade, you're wearing jeans or whatever. You wouldn't be in shorts. So a lot of people had never seen me in shorts before. So they came over to my place and they said, Phil, yo, your legs are like jacked. And I was like, what? I had never heard anyone say that to me before or whatever. You know, I was in my like mid-20s. Okay, this is like a long time ago. They're like, yeah, dude, like your legs are like buff, which is shocking because, you know, we didn't know that you had such buff legs or whatever. I'm like, what? So, you know, I looked into it. It's because I'm walking on my toes all the time. All of my leg muscles are large, like both my calves as well as, you know, like my thigh muscles are all very like lean and strong and big. And I don't work out or anything like that. I don't. So it's just because I've walked on my toes my whole life. So when I used to lift weights, leg day was easy for me because my muscles were already big down there. So leg day was like, this is not a big deal. And I would always like, you know, just turbo through it and it didn't hurt and it wasn't a big deal. Everything else, the whole upper body stuff, that's where it was work for me. And I'm buffing up and doing all the upper body exercises was always the tougher thing for me. But the lower body was always easy. So I guess this is, you know, the meme or whatever. It just doesn't make sense to me because what's the big deal? You know, this is me. I watched the meme on the React show. And that's just my reaction. That's what I say. So we move on, right? And now people are like, oh, this is my detractors, right? They have nothing to do. They literally have nothing to talk about anymore because the fucking champions meme is over with. There's nothing they can say about that. All the old shit they used to say, it's all been addressed. It's done, right? So they're like, well, I can't believe that Phil said that on the show. He's full of it. And
Yes, Phil, you're full of it. Understand, turboing through a lift means you didn't get a good lift. You want the pump. You want that squeezing pain. When you're in a working set, that's around 6 to 10 reps. It's not the first few reps that build. It's the last ones. That's where you are literally ripping your muscles apart and your body needs to rebuild them to make them grow. So Phil talking about his leg day being easy only means he was using bitch weight. Anyway, I got sidetracked. Sorry, Phil. I didn't mean to interrupt you telling us how much of a bitch you are with a field trip back to when you were telling us how amazed and jacked you were. Please continue telling us how much of a bitch you are.
Yeah, here's the thing. As I get older, sadly, I realize all the things about the human condition that are unavoidable. You know, people get older and I see people all around me who are getting sick and passing away and falling apart. And I'm like, damn, you know, you never know. Just because I feel good and I look better than I have in a very long time, that definitely doesn't mean that I can jump and do something crazy physical right away. You know what I mean? It would have to be something that I take very seriously and you know, do it the right way.
Phil, you have to stop using phrasing from the past. You can't jump and do something crazy physical? Why not? I thought power walking allowed you to jump up without a problem. I thought you were the pinnacle of male fitness because you could stand up from a chair. I know. You think I'm making that up, but see for yourself.
I'm happy that I started doing my walks, my working out, power walking, whatever you want to call it, because just in the last month that I've been doing it, I actually feel tremendously better. Like, I'm going to give you an example. Okay, right now I get up. Look at that. I just jumped up. No problem. No pain. Everything's good. My legs feel healthy. I can easily move around. No problem. All right? Before I started doing those walks, I actually would have pain in my legs getting up.
This makes what? The third occurrence of Phil telling us what an Adonis he is, implying that he's some kind of force to be reckoned with. And yeah, that last clip was 2022, but the others were less than a year ago. Have you atrophied that hard? Do you no longer have lean and strong legs? How did this happen, Phil? More to the point, why would he be so hesitant to jump in? I thought Phil had all of the knowledge about lifting and getting fit. I mean, he did tell us that in May of 2024.
When I worked out, what was my favorite body part to work out? I did not have a favorite body part to work out. I didn't favorite my body parts. Oh, my left delt was my favorite body part to work out. What are you talking about, man? Ay. I did all exercises. I did the curls, right? I did the bench press, squats. I did I'm trying to remember exactly which ones I did and which ones I didn't do. I did a ton. Like I did a ton of different exercises back then, actually. Oh, the one where you bend over, you just have the one arm coming up like this and you alternate. I did those. I did a whole bunch of exercises because I told you my dad in the basement of our house, he had a whole weight set and he had all these posters of exercises and things. So I just basically did those based on, he showed me the basics and I would just basically do that stuff. And I buffed up like crazy. I was actually drinking those whey protein smoothie things. I would buy them from like GNC, and I would take that and I would be working out, and I buffed way up. Like no exaggeration, I had no muscles at all when I was in high school. I was just like a string bean, zero muscles. This arm, I know you laugh like, oh, you don't have a big muscle now, right? I don't have a big muscle now, but you see the muscle I have? I had nothing. This was like a twig, like zero muscle to my arm at all in high school. And then when I worked out, I ended up getting muscle, and I kind of retained some of that over the years. I still have the little muscle I have is because I worked out. And it's good that I kind of kept it because, like I said, I was so effing skinny in high school, and then after that, I buffed up.
I know this joke is probably only funny to me, but ironically, on shoulder day, my left delt, the muscle that he jokingly say he liked the most, is quite literally the muscle that has the most vascularity and pop, so I actually tend to favor my left delt in posing pics. Anyway, the video. Him miming the curls was bad. Him miming bench press down to his fucking neck killed me. But not remembering any exercises outside of curls, bench, and one-armed rows was the sin of sins for me. Also, I've made a video about this last clip before, but what was that flex? Phil, are you trying to tell me that because you were ripped and buffed, that deflated balloon of flesh in your upper arm is a byproduct of that? No, I don't believe you, sir. And this is why I wanted to make this video. I had to call out his contradiction between what he said for years and this most recent, oh guys, a doctor needs to check me out. I'm always on the lookout for evidence that Phil is Schrodinger's dipshit, and here we have yet another occurrence. Behind the keyboard, if he knows he won't see anyone or have any consequences visited upon him, he's basically a Mr. Universe of strength and fighting skill. But when it comes to someone throwing out a hypothetical boxing match, one that Kino Casino would likely try and fund, it's, oh man, I'd have to see a doctor. I'm a frail old man who can't do much of anything. But wait, after admitting to being a frail old man who is worthless when it comes to protection, manual labor, or really anything that requires strength, he still has the ego to call another person his bitch.
Not just jump in and risk it and then have a heart attack or something, you know what I mean? So we'd have to see. The truth is you guys are, because more people are talking about LTG in the chat, I'm far past it. Basically every year around EVO weekend, I'm going to once again bring up the fact that LTG is my bitch and has run from me, despite the fact that all those years he talked shit about how he's better than me at everything. Oh, don't call me the white DSP because I'm better than him at fighting games and I'm better than him at life. I'm better looking. I'm healthier. I have more money. I'm better than, all those years he talked shit and I didn't say a word, right? And then finally, when I clapped back and I said, well, let's play, he became the biggest fucking bitch on the planet. 100% has run from me straight. 3 EVOs in a row, I bring it up and he just cowers away like the biggest pussy, tail between the legs. So every year around EVO, I'll bring it up again. I'll make him look like the fucking pussy bitch he is. He'll run away cowering. He'll talk some lame ass shit to get himself out of it again for the millionth time. And then I'll go on my merry way. So just expect it. It'll be nice, an annual pastime, LTG, fucking embarrassment, week. And then we'll move on.
Phil, you can claim to be able to beat LTG in a fighting game from now to when you die. And at least to me, it's still more of an accomplishment that LTG can push and squat 315. Even if you were the literal best player ever in Street Fighter. If I was given a choice between the two, where you could be the best player in Street Fighter or push and squat 315, not both, I'm choosing the weight. And I've got to say, Phil, when another man throws the gauntlet of weight down and says, let's see you lift, you immediately lose all rights to call them a pussy or a bitch unless you're throwing weight close to what their proportional weight is. Otherwise, it really does seem like he's in your feelings and that you don't have a response to his challenge. Here's how you get out of this, Phil. Admit you're weak. That's it. Admit you don't have strength, that you prefer to spend your time honing your Street Fighter skills and that you can't lift what he can. But doing that would require Phil to attack or deride his own ego. And as sure as the sun is hot and the sea is salty, Phil cannot allow his ego to have a flaw. So there you go. A quick bonus video because it involved strength and I couldn't resist the bait. Big ups to my members, newbies, neophytes, and the god tier gym rats. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks to Snort Hogan for the clip, I appreciate. And until next time, swole is the goal for a troll, lift heavy, eat clean. Oh, one more thing. Whenever Phil tells you about how healthy he is, how he's 190 pounds, he has pecs, he's the fittest he's ever been, I want you to remember this picture. Them tits are robust.